Okay, I have confessed. I apologize. I'm sorry, guys. Today, I'm going to do a recap and to share some secrets to my first ever short film. Shot in 2006, that's like 14 years ago. Spoilers ahead, okay? If you guys have not seen my first ever short film, there's a link at the corner of the frame, and I'll also be including the link in the description below. Three things I'm going to talk about for this video. I think firstly, mainly is the casting. Casting make and breaks of film. Second, I'll be talking about planning your shots. If that you have any action sequences or any fight scenes, because this particular short film, we had sequence of like chase scenes and fighting scenes. And then lastly, I'll be talking about my collaborators. And of course, inspiration. So these are the, not three things, four things. I really like mafia, mob, gangster films. It was a timely thing that I decided that maybe I should be making a film to remind myself or remind fellow friends or maybe people that is, you know, we have that impulse in them. Sometimes they might do something wrong. So I work on this quote, right, of like, whatever decision you make, you have to face the consequences. The title of this student short film I made is that it's called Connection. I want to quickly talk about these actors. Okay, so they are not professional actors. They are street casted. But for this particular student film, it was through word of mouth. We were asking friends, you know, have any particular interesting characters or like, you know, individuals that have tattoos. Okay, I have confessed. I apologize. I'm sorry, guys. I tricked you guys. I told them I was going to have a solemnization myself. And I told them, please come for this joyous, you know, moments and we can all celebrate it. So I regretted my actions. I should have come clean and tell them I'm making a short film. I'll quickly maybe talk about the actors. I mean, the main character in this film, let's call him Agwan. His name is Kelvin. Why I casted him as my main actor, that's very important. Because he got this certain X factor that, you know, he looks intimidating, first of all. Because we wanted the character to be more of like a masculine person. It's always out there to do justice. So although they might look the part, but you need to find someone who's not camera shy, so that's extremely important. And of course the antagonist, Lawrence. Lawrence is a friend of mine. We have been collaborating with several films. So Lawrence, this guy, you know, the one who stole the wallet. So he's natural. He's actually a part-time actor. So he actually does act in like different dramas and even acted for like Crime Watch. I think he got pretty famous in Crime Watch. So I think casting is so important. It makes and break. So the first agenda I'll talk about. Second, the fight scenes. I want to go into the very beginning of the film. Okay. So you notice there's this chase scenes. So you have to plan how you're gonna execute a certain shots. So is it going to be a run and gun shoot? Is it going to be a running shoot? Or is it going to be a dolly? Is it going to be a steady cam shot? Back then, this is like what, 14 years ago, I think I wasn't introduced to a glide cam or something of a steady cam. So, but I wanted it to be like a moving shot with a lot of camera movements, and how I'm going to chase with my handheld, right? And it's going to be really shaky. It's not like a war movie. It's a little bit shaky. But this is not done handheld, so I'm going to tell you how this was done back then. Okay, how we did it was we actually taped our camcorder at the back of a bicycle. So we have someone ride the bicycle, and then we will, you know, do a blocking once or twice, so that we would try if, like, you know, if the bicycle speed is too fast for the actors to catch up. So back then with your camcorder, I remember we were actually focusing. I'm not sure whether there's an autofocus, to be honest. With today's camera, there's, you know, they're great with like eye tracking focus, autofocus. I think it will be easier if you want to get a shutter depth of few shot, right? But back then, I remember we didn't set any of this, and it turns out well. Okay, so that was a chasing scene. And if you notice, and if you feel that, you know, The fightings are very natural. Did we choreograph it? No, we did not. So what the actors did was they tried to keep it as close as possible because we want to actually achieve the more authentic and raw approach and not to make it fake. So a lot of the fight scenes that you see are not choreographed. They were done it naturally. But maybe this one, a slap across the face, it was done it for real. Her spectacle, Lauren's spectacle actually flew. Let me do a playback. Let's see. I don't think you can see the spectacle fly. Let's do this. Bah! See that? But of course, when we do the retakes, different coverage, the spectacle's back. Remember, I talk about the casting because we need someone with tattoos. And the tattoos will be part of a prop device that will transit to the scene. So let me just do this playback again. So remember how the tattoos reminded the person? So of course this is like years later. You see this guy with the tattoo with the tiger, and then there's a crossfade of a match crossfade, and it reminded him, hey, this was the guy. This is the part where it's under the void deck. I will share a little bit more with you guys how this was done. When having a fight scenes, you want to have enough coverage so they can cut to different shots. So we have one on the dolly, which is this shot. Everything was tried to cover by the pillars so you don't actually see the real impact. Because we know that we want to keep it authentic and raw, but at the same time we can't really punch each other. So we want to use part of the pillars within the void deck to actually hide those fake punches. So we slow-mo certain parts and then we increase the speed certain parts just so that the punches looks a bit more with strength. But they were actually really fighting. Disclaimer ahead. When the person goes out to get a rock, did we plan for the rock? No, we did not. So we're like, okay, we found a rock. So we were really observing, our surrounding, what's there for us to play around. But we intentionally put the rock in the drain so that we can have this, the antagonist to go out to look for a weapon, and he found a rock. The hit, the impact on the hit, it's fake, you can tell. So what we did was, with the magic of editing, we cut it. So we're doing like a cross cut to the scene of the wife at home. So when we come back, it would have suggested that the main character has been beaten up and hit by the rock several times. So these two shots, how we cut these two shots together, the last kick to the face. So I have one, so we know that if we just use that one coverage, it will look fake. So we sell it with the next cut, with the impact. So this is how we done it. Hit, and then we cut to the next shot. Art direction is so important. Even though we have the blood, rolling down the forehead, we also put a rock in front of the frame, and then we put some blood on it. But lastly, I want to talk about the collaborators. Film, it's a collaborative effort, so you need a lot of people to help you achieve your vision if you are the scriptwriter or the director. Of course, I want to thank my fellow classmates, my seniors, my juniors, whoever helped me for this particular, my first ever short film. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy my sharing. For anyone who is attempting to do your first short film, try to explore different things. There's tons of YouTube videos and tutorials you can look at. But really, I think ultimately, I think it's important that you observe what you have that's surrounding you in terms of the environment. But do come prepared to have open mind and enjoy making your first short film.